Oh, wow. Isn't it wonderful that we can come together today to open our hearts to something that has the power to set us free? My dear, the theme we are exploring is forgiveness. You see, forgiveness is not approval. It does not mean saying what happened was right. No. Forgiveness is about choosing peace over pain. It is about releasing the heavy chains of the past so that your heart can breathe again. And you know what? So often people tell me, "But Louise, they don't deserve forgiveness." And I say, perhaps that is true. But you deserve peace. You deserve freedom. You deserve to live without carrying the weight of yesterday on your shoulders. The past is over. We cannot change it, but we can change our relationship with it. And that choice, that gentle, powerful choice, is where healing begins. So let me ask you softly, as if I were holding your hand, what if forgiveness is not about them at all, but about reclaiming your own energy, your own joy, your own life? All right, let's begin. My dear, this part of our journey is about forgiving others, and I know this can feel like one of the most difficult steps you could ever take. But listen closely. Forgiveness is not about approving of what happened. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself. Forgiveness is about choosing peace over pain. And you know what? So many of us walk through life holding on to anger, resentment, disappointment, betrayal. We think if we hold on tightly enough, somehow justice will be done. But the truth is, unforgiveness does not punish them. Unforgiveness punishes you. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgiveness is pouring clean water back into your soul. Isn't that powerful? Just imagine. Clean, fresh, healing water flowing through you, clearing out the old toxins, washing away the hurt. That is what forgiveness does. Now here's the thing. You don't have to wait until you feel ready. You don't have to wait until all the pain is gone. Forgiveness is not a feeling. It is a choice. It is an intention. And every time you make that choice, even if it feels small, even if it feels shaky, the energy begins to shift. The grip of pain loosens just a little. The chains of the past begin to fall away. And little by little you step into freedom. Oh yes, absolutely. That's how it works. A little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. So, let's do something together right now. Speak out loud, even if your voice shakes. Say, "The person I need to forgive is, and I forgive you for." My dear, say the words. You don't have to mean every syllable yet. You don't have to feel light immediately. Just say them, because your subconscious is listening. Your heart is listening. Your body is listening. And again, speak it once more. The person I need to forgive is, and I forgive you for. Yes, yes, yes. Now imagine this person receiving your words, not with anger, not with defense, but simply replying, "Thank you, and I release you." Can you feel the shift already? Isn't that wonderful? You see, forgiveness is not about forgetting. Forgiveness is not about letting someone back into your life to hurt you again. No, no, no. Forgiveness is about reclaiming your power. Forgiveness is about saying, "I will not let the past dictate my present joy." And you know what? When you forgive, you do not set them free. You set yourself free. Say that with me. When I forgive, I set myself free. And again, louder. When I forgive, I set myself free. One more time. When I forgive, I set myself free. Feel how those words land inside of you. Feel the truth vibrating in your body. My dear, some of you might be resisting right now. Some of you might be saying, "But Louise, you don't know what they did to me. You don't know how deep the pain goes." And you are right. I may not know your exact story, but I do know the power of forgiveness. I have seen thousands of people transform their lives, their health, their relationships, simply by being willing to forgive. Forgiveness is not about them. Forgiveness is about you. Forgiveness is about your peace. Forgiveness is about your freedom. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to do it perfectly. You only need to be willing. Isn't that a relief? So let's take another moment. Place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes if you wish and whisper, "I am willing to forgive. I am willing to release. I am willing to be free." And again, "I am willing to forgive. I am willing to release. I am willing to be free." One more time. "I am willing to forgive. I am willing to release. I am willing to be free." Can you feel the softening already? Can you feel how your shoulders relax, how your breath deepens? Forgiveness is medicine for the soul. Forgiveness is freedom for the heart. Forgiveness is renewal for the spirit. And my dear, remember this. You don't have to forgive everything all at once. You don't have to clear the entire forest in a single day. Just one tree, one branch, one leaf at a time. A little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Forgiveness grows with practice. Forgiveness expands with willingness. Forgiveness deepens with love, and love is who you are. So let's turn this into an affirmation, a declaration, a vow to yourself. Say it with me. I am ready to forgive. I am ready to be free. I am ready to pour clean water back into my soul. And again, I am ready to forgive. I am ready to be free. I am ready to pour clean water back into my soul. One more time, with all the love in your heart. I am ready to forgive. I am ready to be free. I am ready to pour clean water back into my soul. Isn't life amazing? What a gift. Darling, you can do this, even if it hurts, even if you are trembling, even if tears are rolling down your cheeks, you can do this. Because every time you forgive, you are not erasing your story. You are reclaiming your story. You are not diminishing your worth. You are increasing your worth. You are not losing power. You are taking your power back. And that, my dear, is the beauty of forgiveness. So let us end this part together. Place your hand once more on your heart. Breathe in love. Breathe out pain. And softly whisper, I release. I forgive. I am free. And again, I release. I forgive. I am free. One more time. I release. I forgive. I am free. Yes, yes, yes. Feel the lightness in your body. Feel the peace settling in your mind. Feel the joy rising in your soul. Forgiveness is your path to inner peace, to freedom, to renewal. And my dear, you are ready. You are ready now. Life loves you, and life is waiting to bless you the moment you let go. You know, for a long time, I carried so much guilt. Nights when I couldn't sleep because the voice inside kept reminding me of everything I did wrong. Has that ever happened to you? That little voice that says, why didn't you know better? Why weren't you stronger? Why didn't you choose differently? Oh, my dear, I know that voice so well. And I also know it never once helped me heal. Criticism never changes a thing. Love does. When we talk about forgiving others, people nod. But when I say, forgive yourself, the whole room goes quiet. Isn't that interesting? We think maybe we can let someone else off the hook, but ourselves? Never. We carry our mistakes like heavy stones in a bag and drag them for years. And you know what? The past is heavy because you're still holding it. You don't need to anymore. Imagine for a moment you could take that bag off your shoulders, set it down, and walk away lighter. What would that feel like? Freedom, relief, maybe even joy. That's what self-forgiveness gives you. Let's try a gentle practice. Whisper softly to yourself, "I forgive myself for," and let the words come. Perhaps it's a choice you regret. Perhaps it's the way you spoke to someone. Perhaps it's how harshly you've judged your own body. Whatever it is, give it voice. Give it space. When you speak it out, you begin to loosen its hold. Now, bring to mind your younger self, your inner child, that tender little one who only ever wanted to be loved, to be safe, to be seen. Look at their face. Can you see how innocent they were? How much they were trying, even when they stumbled? Would you scold a child forever for not knowing what they couldn't know yet? Or would you gather them in your arms and say, "Sweetheart, it's okay. You did the best you could with what you knew then." Oh, how healing that sentence is. Say it slowly with me. I did the best I could with what I knew then. Feel it settle in your body. Again, but more tender. I did the best I could with what I knew then. One last time with a deep breath. I did the best I could with what I knew then. Doesn't that soften something inside? Sometimes tears will come. That's not weakness, that's release. Sometimes you'll resist and say, "But I should have known better." And I'll remind you, if you had known better, you would have done better. That is the truth. That is always the truth. You see, forgiving yourself is not about excusing your actions. It's about recognizing your humanity. It's about choosing compassion over condemnation. It's about returning home to yourself after years of standing outside in the cold. So let's turn this into a blessing. Close your eyes if you wish. Imagine that younger version of you standing right in front of you. Place your hands gently as if you could hold their cheeks and say, "I love you. I accept you. I forgive you." Say it again. Let your voice be steady. "I love you. I accept you. I forgive you." And once more, softer this time, like a lullaby. "I love you. I accept you. I forgive you." My dear, doesn't it feel like a homecoming? Like you've been away for so long, punishing yourself, and now you are finally welcomed back into your own heart? That is the miracle of self-forgiveness. It doesn't erase the past. It transforms your relationship with it. It doesn't deny what happened. It allows you to grow from it. So I ask you gently, what would change if, once a week, you gave yourself 5 minutes to practice this? 5 minutes to name what you are forgiving. 5 minutes to hold your inner child close. 5 minutes to remind yourself, "I did the best I could." What might shift in your body, in your heart, in your life? Forgiving yourself is not just an act of healing. It is an act of love, and love is always the answer. All right, my dear, let's talk about something very simple, very ordinary, and yet so full of magic. A tomato seed. Isn't that wonderful? Something as tiny as a seed can hold an entire garden inside it. You see, in that little seed, there is a blueprint for life, for growth, for nourishment, for beauty. And your mind works the very same way. Every thought you think is a seed. Every word you speak is a seed. Every belief you choose is a seed. What are you planting today? If you place a tomato seed in the soil, you don't get cucumbers, you don't get roses, you get tomatoes. The seed knows exactly what to become. In the same way, when you plant thoughts of love, you harvest love. When you plant thoughts of peace, you harvest peace. When you plant thoughts of forgiveness, you harvest freedom. Isn't life amazing? What a gift. Now let me explain how this works. When you plant a new thought, perhaps I am free, I am loved, I let go. That is the seed. At first it may look like nothing is happening. You put the seed in the ground and the soil looks empty. But underground, a miracle is already unfolding. The seed is waking up. The seed is beginning to stretch, to open, to reach for the light. And your mind works the same way. You may not see the change immediately, but the moment you plant a loving thought, the moment you affirm, life loves me, I am safe, I am willing to let go, something begins to shift inside. And here is the key. Seeds need water. They need consistent, gentle watering. You don't pour water once and then walk away forever. You return again and again, day after day, with tenderness and care. Repetition waters the seeds of the mind. Gentleness waters the seeds of the heart. Consistency waters the seeds of the soul. So when I invite you to repeat affirmations, it is not because saying them once will change everything. It is because each repetition is another drop of water, another sign of care, another way of saying, yes, I choose this again. So let's practice together. Say softly, I am free, I am loved, I let go. Once more, I am free, I am loved, I let go. And again, with a little more feeling, I am free, I am loved, I let go. Oh yes, absolutely. Can you feel the drops of water nourishing the soil of your mind? Isn't that lovely? But here's the thing, my dear. Gardens also grow weeds. If you do not pull them, they can take over. Weeds in the garden of the mind are guilt, anger, blame, shame. Every time you repeat harsh words against yourself, every time you replay an old resentment, you are letting weeds grow. And you know what? You can't grow juicy red tomatoes if the weeds choke the soil. You must be willing to let go. Weeding is releasing. Weeding is forgiveness. Weeding is choosing not to feed what hurts you. Let me ask you, what weeds are you still watering in your mind? What old guilt? What old blame? What old story? Take a breath and notice. And then, in this moment, be willing to pull one weed out. You don't have to clear the entire garden at once. Just one weed. Just one thought of anger you no longer need. Just one story you are ready to release. Darling, you can do this. You truly can. And then something beautiful happens. After the watering, after the weeding, one morning you look at the soil and there it is, the first little green sprout. Isn't that wonderful? The first sign of new life. In your heart, this shows up as a sudden moment of lightness, a breath that feels easier, a smile that surprises you, a sense that maybe, just maybe, you are healing. That little sprout is hope. That little sprout is joy returning. That little sprout is proof that your effort is working. Now the sprout is delicate. You must protect it. You must continue to water it with kind words. You must continue to clear away the weeds of self-criticism. And little by little, it grows stronger. A little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Until one day you don't just have a sprout. You have a full plant, rich with fruit. And what is the harvest? A peaceful, empowered life, a heart that rests easy, a mind that trusts, a body that heals, a spirit that shines. Let's anchor this truth with affirmations. Say it with me now. I am planting seeds of love in my mind. Again, I am planting seeds of peace in my heart. Once more, I am planting seeds of freedom in my soul. Yes, yes, yes. Doesn't that feel beautiful? And I want you to really take this in. You are the gardener of your life. You are the one who chooses what to plant, what to water, what to weed, what to harvest. You cannot blame another for the seeds in your soil. You cannot wait for someone else to tend your garden. This is your sacred task, and it is also your sacred gift. Because when you decide to plant love, to water peace, to weed out fear, to harvest joy, you transform not only your own life, but also the lives of everyone around you. Think about it. When you walk into a room filled with flowers, the fragrance touches everyone. In the same way, when your inner garden blooms, the fragrance of your love, your forgiveness, your peace blesses every person you meet. Isn't that amazing? So, my dear, let us close this part with a reflection. Ask yourself, what seeds am I planting in the garden of my mind? Are you planting fear or faith? Are you planting resentment or release? Are you planting self-doubt or self-love? You always have a choice. Every thought is a seed. Every day is a planting season. Every moment is a chance to begin again. Let us declare together as gardeners of our lives, today I plant seeds of love. Today I water them with gentleness. Today I remove the weeds of guilt and anger. Today I celebrate the sprouts of joy. Today I trust in the harvest of peace. And again stronger. Today I plant seeds of love. Today I water them with gentleness. Today I remove the weeds of guilt and anger. Today I celebrate the sprouts of joy. Today I trust in the harvest of peace. One last time with deep conviction. Today I plant seeds of love. Today I water them with gentleness. Today I remove the weeds of guilt and anger. Today I celebrate the sprouts of joy. Today I trust in the harvest of peace. My dear, may I ask you a question? What would change in your life if you gave yourself permission to forgive? Not someday. Not when everything is perfect, but right now in this very moment. Just sit with that for a breath. Forgiveness is not something far away. It is here. It is within you. It is waiting for you to reach out and claim it. It's just a thought, and a thought can be changed. Isn't that wonderful? You see, forgiveness does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be mysterious. It is simply the practice of choosing new thoughts, new words, new actions over and over again until peace becomes your new habit. And the beautiful part is that there are practical tools, gentle, simple, yet powerful, that can help you walk this path of release and renewal. Let's begin with writing. Oh yes, the power of the written word. I often invite people to write letters they will never send, letters to those who hurt them, letters that say, this is what I felt, this is what I carried, and now I forgive you. You don't need to deliver these letters because forgiveness is not about them. It is about you. When you write, you take the swirling energy of pain out of your body and place it on paper where it cannot harm you anymore. You reclaim your voice. You reclaim your story. Isn't that powerful? And when you are done, you can burn the letter or tear it up or place it under a candle as a symbol of release. Another tool I love is mirror work. Yes, that brave, beautiful practice of looking into your own eyes and saying the words your heart longs to hear. I forgive you. At first, it may feel awkward. You may even want to turn away. But stay. Stay with yourself. Because the person in that mirror is the one who needs your love the most. We are lovable because we exist. Say it with me now. I forgive you. I accept you. I love you. Again, look into your own eyes. I forgive you. I accept you. I love you. Doesn't that touch something deep inside? The mirror reflects not only your face, but also your soul. And your soul is ready for compassion. Visualization is another gentle practice. Imagine, if you will, that your heart has been bound by chains of anger, chains of guilt, chains of old stories. See them clearly, feel their weight, and now see yourself taking a golden key and unlocking each one. Hear the sound of the chains falling away, one by one, as you whisper, I release, I forgive, I am free. Isn't that a beautiful image? You can return to it any time because the mind loves pictures and the soul responds to symbols. Some people find it helpful to create what I call a forgiveness altar, a small sacred space in your home where you place names, prayers, affirmations, maybe even little stones or flowers. Each name you place there is a life you are releasing from your heart. Each candle you light is a symbol of clarity. Each affirmation is a new seed you are planting. Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is remembering with peace. And when you sit before that altar, you are reminded that forgiveness is holy work, and you are worthy of the freedom it brings. And don't forget the power of drawing and journaling. Sometimes words are not enough. Sometimes the weight inside us wants to come out as shapes, colors, or scribbles on a page. Draw your anger. Draw your grief. Draw the chains you are ready to cut away. And then, when you feel ready, draw what peace looks like to you. Draw the garden you are planting. Draw the lightness of your heart. And if you prefer words, journal them. Write about the weight you are releasing. Write about the freedom you are claiming. The act of creation itself is a doorway to healing. Now I know some of you may feel resistance. Isn't that true? You think, Louise, I want to forgive, but part of me doesn't want to let go. And that's okay. That's part of the process. Resistance means you are standing at the threshold of change. You are stretching. You are about to grow. So don't fight your resistance. Notice it. Breathe with it. And gently say, I am willing to be willing. Even that is enough. And sometimes tears come. And I say to you, let them. Let them fall. Crying is not weakness. It is sacred cleansing. Every tear that falls is a drop of pain leaving your body. Every tear is a baptism into a new life. So when your eyes fill, let them overflow. And say to yourself, this is healing. This is release. This is love washing through me. Other times, what rises is rage, hot, fiery, overwhelming. And I want you to know, rage can be transmuted. Rage can be honored, then transformed. Don't turn it against yourself. Don't bury it. Let it move. Write it. Dance it. Pound a pillow. Let the energy find its expression and then breathe it into peace. Because underneath the fire is hurt, and underneath the hurt is love longing to be free. Think of emotion as a wave. It rises, it builds, it crashes, and then it returns to stillness. Your task is not to stop the wave. Your task is to let it move through you. Trust that after the storm, calm always returns. Isn't that a comforting thought? You are the ocean, vast and deep, not just the wave on the surface. So let's bring this into practice right now. Place your hand gently over your heart and whisper, I forgive, I release, I allow myself to feel. Again softer, I forgive, I release, I allow myself to feel. And one last time, strong and steady, I forgive, I release, I allow myself to feel. Do you notice how your breath deepens? How your body softens? That is forgiveness working through you. Beloved, remember this truth. Forgiveness is not a one-time event. Forgiveness is a practice. Forgiveness is a journey. Forgiveness is a choice you make over and over again until freedom becomes your natural state. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to rush. You only need to take one step today, one letter written, one glance in the mirror, one visualization, one name placed on the altar, one tear allowed to fall, one weed pulled from the garden of your mind. Just one, and that is enough. So I ask you again, what would change in your life if you gave yourself permission to forgive, not someday, but today? What would open in your heart? What would soften in your body? What new seeds would you plant? Life loves you, my dear. Life has been waiting to pour blessings upon you. Forgiveness opens the door. Forgiveness clears the space. Forgiveness invites the miracle. And you are ready. Oh yes, you are ready. Say it with me. I am willing to forgive. I am willing to let go. I am willing to be free. And again, I am willing to forgive. I am willing to let go. I am willing to be free. One more time with all your heart. I am willing to forgive. I am willing to let go. I am willing to be free. Yes, yes, yes. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that the beauty of it? Every thought is a seed. Every tear is a cleansing. Every act of forgiveness is a step into peace. And my dear, you deserve that peace. You deserve that freedom. You deserve that love. My dear, as we come to the close of our time together, let us look gently at who you are becoming through forgiveness. When you forgive, you are not erasing the past. You are not saying, it didn't matter. No, you are saying, it mattered, it shaped me, and now I choose to hold it differently. Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is rewriting your own story. Isn't that wonderful? You see, when you forgive, you step into a new identity. You become the person who chooses peace instead of pain, love instead of bitterness, freedom instead of chains. And isn't that powerful? You discover that you can be strong without being hard. You can reclaim your power and still keep your softness. You can stand tall and still keep your heart open. That is the miracle of forgiveness. It gives you back to yourself. So ask yourself now, who am I becoming as I let go? Are you becoming lighter, gentler, stronger? All of these and more. Every act of forgiveness adds to your new identity. Layer upon layer of peace, layer upon layer of freedom, layer upon layer of love. And one day you will look back and realize you are no longer the person chained to old hurts. You are the person who walks in the light of release. So let us affirm this truth together. Say softly, I am free to love, I am free to live. Say it again with your whole heart. I am free to love, I am free to live. And one more time as a declaration of your new identity. I am free to love, I am free to live. Yes, yes, yes. Feel how those words expand inside you. And as you leave here today, carry this with you. Life loves you, and so do I. You are not alone on this journey. Every step you take toward forgiveness is a step into more life, more love, more joy. Walk forward knowing you are safe, you are guided, and you are deeply, unconditionally loved. My dear, this is who you are now. A soul that has chosen peace, a heart that has reclaimed its freedom, a life that is ready to bloom. And that is the most beautiful story you could ever write.